here really quick today to talk about the difference between seeing energy and feeling energy, because many people are able to feel energy. They identify as empaths, they identify as clairsentient, highly sensitive, intuitive, neurodivergent, on the spectrum. There's a full range of feeling energy that people do. And usually that's a sensing of energy and really noticing it in your field or approaching your space. And there's some level of sensitivity to other people's emotions, noticing when something's kind of encroaching on your space, feeling the vibrational shift in a room. I don't have notes today, so I'm just going to wing it and ramble. All right, so when we're talking about feeling energy and the empathic ability, what that really comes from is an awakened second chakra clairvoyant ability. That is a spiritual gift. It is the spiritual gift of being able to feel, sense energy through the second chakra. And when you are opening up your energy field to feel and sense energy, spirit, other people, situations, the world through that second chakra, you are opening it up and you're bringing that energy into your energy field. Now that is why it is so exhausting, frustrating, overwhelming, confusing, and draining to be feeling and sensing energy. And it's also why, not to bash this at all, it's also why something like Reiki doesn't really necessarily help somebody who is highly sensitive in the way that they need, because they're already bringing in so much energy and information from the world that to then say, okay, I'm going to feel and sense using Reiki this sort of thing, now you're just developing that second chakra sense more, and you're bringing more and more energy in. And what ends up happening when you are somebody with an awakened second chakra sense, first of all, you're a healer. You are bringing that energy into your space in order to heal it, to find, how somebody's feeling so that you can match their vibration, so that you can be on the same level as them, so that you can change situations and find safety. You are healing. So that energy is coming into your space. It's not your energy, so you're trying to heal it, and it's like pouring water in your gas tank. It is the wrong fuel for your body. So what ends up happening is it's draining, it's exhausting, it's overwhelming, it's confusing. You have these emotions and feelings and knowings about things that don't make any sense. And it's a really frustrating experience to have, because being out in the world becomes exhausting and overwhelming. You can't go into public places without feeling overwhelmed. You can't go out to like a big event and not feel drained for days afterwards. It is a really frustrating way to be. And I know that because I was that way for so many years of my life. So many years of my life. And the core of that second chakra ability being awakened oftentimes is that you were raised in a family dynamic where there were people in your world that were unreliable. There was this inconsistency where you always needed to search for safety, or, is dad going to be in a bad mood, or is it okay to go home right now? Those are the types of things that create that second chakra sense to really be active from a very young age. Inconsistent experiences within the family unit. It can also be like a more traumatic life event that activates that for people. So that's a little bit about feeling and sensing energy in the world. The empathic ability, the clairsentient ability, it's all the same thing. It's you opening up your energy field to feel and become energy that you're not, in order to heal it or in order to understand it and find safety. Now, where my content really starts to talk about clairvoyance and why clairvoyance is so important is that when you already are having spiritual experience of feeling and noticing spirit, noticing other people's energy, noticing things out in the world through that second chakra, you're already beginning to awaken to your spiritual abilities. So in that, there's an ask in any awakening to be on that self-healing journey. So the question for people that are empathic is, how do you then set the appropriate energetic boundaries to use your spiritual gifts, but to not take it on and make it your own, to not let it ruin your day and bring your energy down and make it so that when you have a social interaction, you need 7 business days to recover. I mean, it's just a lot, right? And, or when you see somebody struggling out in the world or some sort of difficult situation, it doesn't tank you. I used to see something like somebody I cared about having a hard time and it would ruin my year. I used to see things like world events happening and it would make it so I could not function. I was so upset about what was going on. I was so devastated that I could not move past becoming that energy and experiencing it like it was happening in my own world. So my emotional state was effed. My mental state was effed. Everything felt like it was happening in me. So what's important about clairvoyance when you are an empath, when you're somebody who feels so deeply for the world and you want to help other people, is to start to help yourself. And in that, you need to establish really strong energetic boundaries. So that means not relying on that second chakra sense to feel and sense and notice energy in the world. And how do you do that, right? The way that you do that is you begin to develop your other psychic senses, your other spiritual abilities. So that can be, seeing energy. That's a great place to start. Bringing that energetic awareness out of the second chakra, which is right around the belly button, into your center of head space so that you can see and notice things from a distance where it's not happening in you, but you're still able to tap into that sense and it's out there. It's not in here. So that's one of the first steps that we kind of take people through in our training program, is how to take all of that spiritual information and attention that's in the second chakra, that's so strong, that wants to heal people, that wants to help, wants to know, wants to have the answers to the universe, wants to find safety, wants to find the right path. You get the picture, right? Take that energy and bring it up into that sixth chakra. Is everybody clairvoyant? Yes. Every single person has the ability to develop their clairvoyant abilities. And what's really beautiful about that is that you can move through the world and experience something and know what it is. I'm going to give you an example from today. I'm out of breath because I'm so excited about this topic. Okay, so I just met with this beautiful person today who was in Germany, and she said, I feel a lot of energy. I sense spirit, and I sense this energy that kind of comes around me, but I can't see it. And I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. And I do these practices and they're not quite getting to where I want to be with this. There's so much that I'm sensing that I can't tell what's me and what's not me anymore. And I can so relate to that because all I had to do was be in a room with a whole bunch of people, and all of a sudden I'm having an identity crisis. I don't know what emotions are mine. I'm, obsessing over something I never even thought about before. There's just this boundarylessness, and that's such a common experience for people that are sensitive to energy and spirit. And, what we really teach in our programs is how to take that psychic sense, that clairvoyant sense out of that second chakra space into the sixth chakra so that you can see energy from a distance and really begin to manage and heal your own energetic space. So what that looks like is creating and setting a clear energetic boundary between you and the world. And that's not so much protection as it is having a really clear awareness of what your energy is, so that when you have that boundary, when something comes into your field, you notice it right away and you have the tools to be able to self-heal and move that out. After the 30-minute session with this woman today, I did a little energy healing for her. I saw the stuff that was in her space. She was like, I don't know how you did what you did from a distance. I'm in Colorado. She's in Germany. She's like, I don't know how to kind of do what you do. The practices I'm doing aren't really getting to it and helping me clear out the stuff that I want. But, I'm doing energy work practices and I'm setting my energetic protection. And, if that's you and you're not quite sure where to start, if you need some tools, if you don't have the resources to pop in for a class, for some other thing that we have going on in the academy, we have a lot of open spaces for you to jump in with. I have a bunch of free videos on my YouTube channel. And the reason that I have them posted up there is because I lived for so many years not being able to function with how sensitive I was. at all, like at all. I was a wreck, a total wreck. I posted those videos from my beginner classes on my YouTube channel so that you can have the tools and start to practice on your own. Those practices are self-healing practices that will help you to begin to understand how to access that clairvoyance, how to move energy out that's not yours, and how to call your energy back to you, how to notice that something's encroaching on your space and separate from it, how to take an interaction that you've had throughout your day that you can't get rid of, like a bad argument with a friend, or maybe your boss was really crappy to you, and separate from that so that you don't have to sit in it all day long. So those are up there. They are free. Please utilize my YouTube channel. There's 4 parts in that series. I just want people to be able to have the tools. It frustrates me that, people feel like they have to get booked in order to find that stuff sometimes. I don't know how else to tell people, like, please, if you need resources, they are there for you. It's my gift to people that are like me. Please use the tools. I use them every single day, and it's changed my life. So that is available there. And coming back, this is usually why I have notes, because my thoughts are all over the place. Coming back to, feeling energy and empathing and healing it and taking it on and becoming it versus seeing it. Everybody has the ability to see energy. It is a matter of exercising that muscle of clairvoyance. It's very much a muscle. So when you're used to feeling energy and noticing it through that second chakra sense, you've built that muscle up. You've built it up over years and years and years of searching for safety and empathizing with people and situations and feeling into the world and finding safety in that way. You've used that so many times that you resort to that. Thanks, Nicole. That is where you feel the most comfortable. So as you begin to practice activating, using, and accessing your 6th chakra, it is like building an atrophied muscle. You have to continuously practice with it in order to begin to be able to really build it up and feel confident in it. And I think that people really want me as a teacher to say, oh, you just do this thing, and then the next day you're going to be psychic and see things, and it's going to feel real, and it's going to be crisp, and it's going to be awesome. But really what it is when you commit yourself to a practice that allows you to build up that muscle and build up your certainty in what you're seeing, you really begin to open up a whole new awareness. And that doesn't necessarily mean seeing energy all of the time with your eyes open, because I think that's something that people get really scared about is, oh, Melanie, if I start to develop my 6th chakra sense, my clairvoyance, does that mean I'm going to be seeing ghosts all the time, or seeing dead people, or seeing scary things, or seeing energy all day long like I'm in an acid trip? And the answer is no. The only time that usually happens for people is if they go through an abrupt spiritual awakening. I have information about that on my page in my reels. I also have information about an abrupt spiritual awakening on my YouTube channel. Please check that out if you feel like you abruptly are seeing and experiencing spirit out of nowhere and it's all happening all at once. That is that kind of experience. So the fear of seeing energy, spirit, and all of the unknown is kind of what keeps people from starting to really develop that 6th chakra sense of clairvoyance. It is a fear of kind of opening the door too fast, right? And for some people that come into our programs, they've had an abrupt spiritual awakening. They're fully immersed in a psychedelic world. They see all of that stuff all of the time. And for most people, they don't. They're coming with that very strong 2nd chakra empathic ability, and they want to begin to be able to learn how to not take on all of that stuff and self-heal and have clear energetic boundaries. So with both of those sets of people on both ends of the spectrum, we are teaching you how to have control over your 6th chakra sense. That means when you are out in the world, you don't have to be looking at anything. And I personally had a really abrupt 6th chakra awakening. I had other senses that were really strong, and I had my 6th chakra that would kind of open up at night, which was super fun. but I had a really abrupt secondary sixth chakra blowout, like it just doors wide open. So in both of those cases, we are teaching people how to be able to turn that on and off and open it at will. And that's really what having a say over your spiritual abilities is. It's a practice that allows you to begin to direct those senses. Let me give you an example from me. So at night, when I'm driving, this is closed. I don't want to be looking at spirit or energy or anything else when I'm driving at night. I have bad night vision as it goes, and all that other stuff is very distracting. Throughout my day, when I'm not sitting down with students or with clients and one-on-ones and healing sessions and group work, I have this mostly closed because it's distracting for me. And stuff comes through sometimes when it's really important, but for the most part, I like to have a say over when and where I access my clairvoyance. I don't want to be looking at all of that when I'm at the grocery store. I don't want to be looking at it when I'm driving. I don't want to be looking at it typically when I'm in a big crowd of people, unless I want to. I want to be able to have that say and turn it on and off. So that worry of, am I abruptly going to just see everything, is really kind of that fear of the unknown, fear of what am I going to see? Is it going to be like it is in scary movies? The answer to that is no. It's no, but Bree says, I'm so relieved to hear you have tools for abrupt spiritual awakenings. Yes, we do. Please check out my YouTube channel. I have a few things listed up there. We're also hosting a free workshop coming up where you can learn more about seeing energy and how to access your clairvoyance and what it's like to be clairvoyant, all of those different types of things. So is everybody able to develop the ability to see energy? Yes, it is a matter of practice, and it's a matter of beginning to set your intention to really begin to have that for yourself. Your intention is so strong. I don't think people really understand how powerful your intention is. And if your intention is to begin to develop your ability to see or have a say over what you see when you see it, you can move there. Your energy is already going in that direction. Then the other thing that needs to happen is the practice and the repetition and the building that into your life. That's really important. I think some people really believe that, I've got this course, and after these 4 classes, I'm going to be seeing energy, healing energy, hearing spirit, receiving downloads, working with my guides. I'd love it for it to be like that. I would love for it to be like that. The long and short of it is that there's so much information to integrate into the body that you can't have all of that and all of that information that fast. Because there's so much other stuff that's more dense that has to move out of your energy field before you can bring that higher level, bright, sparkly, spiritual information into the body. So there is a little bit of a longer period of time where you're needing to practice and integrate and make this a part of your world in order to begin to be able to really open up to it. I just recommend people have a daily practice. Have a daily 15 minutes is a little short, but a daily 30 minutes where you just are sitting with yourself and doing some type of energy work or tuning in or practicing. When I first started in the type of energy work that I teach, I used to, oh my God, it was so crazy. I used to sit for like an hour in the morning and practice, running my energy and moving stuff out and looking at energy. And then I would go and do my 2 or 3 different classes that the school I went to was hosting, which was, probably like 3 or 4 hours worth of stuff. And then I would call people that I knew that were also practicing psychics and be like, hey, do you want to practice reading with me? Or do you want to practice healing? Or do you want to trade readings and healings? So I was probably doing 7 or 8 hours a day. When I first kind of started getting into it, I just was obsessed because it was the only thing that made me feel like me. I finally was kind of finding that space from everything else in the world to begin to be in my own energy. And I just wanted more. So I was like, how can I get more of this? Since then, I've been teaching and mentoring and working one-on-one with students and clients, so it is a full-time thing for me. But if you have 30 minutes in your day where you are sitting and practicing or sitting and working with some tools, that is so important. For me, it's first thing in the morning after I've eaten and kind of settled in and taken care of my body, and at night I take like another 30 minutes before I go to bed. But yes, hi from London. Oh, hi from Germany. It's so funny because I've had so many people that I've worked with recently that are out of the United States. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for sending your care and concern my way. For living in the United States right now. Is it a mess here? Yes. It is a wreck. It's a disaster. Everything you're hearing is true. It's a nightmare. But what's really, I think, is super important to understand about these types of times is that, from India, you guys, I need somewhere to stay that's not the United States. I need to go on vacation. I think what's really important to say about what's going on here right now is that all the things that have been suppressed in the collective consciousness oh my gosh, you guys are all over, in the collective consciousness in this place in the United States, all of it's coming to the surface right now. It's becoming very apparent. All of the stuff that's been hidden and all of the hatred and nastiness, right? And a lot of times what happens before you get into that space of healing is all of that stuff comes up to the surface. So I'm really viewing it from that point of view of a self-healing journey. I think the states are kind of in their own purging process, recognizing all of the things that, are not working for us, recognizing how much we still need to work on as a nation. And, just to be blunt, the flagrant hate and scariness that's out there right now is crazy. I can't comprehend it. I can't put two and two together, but reeling it back into what I'm talking about on this live before my ramble. Oh, Croatia, Toronto, y'all are fun. Come in the summer though. Yeah, if it's in Toronto, it'd have to be the summer. Los Angeles. Yay. I haven't watched the news. Yeah, I'm off the news. I see it on TikTok sometimes. I'm like, oh God. Reeling it back into feeling energy versus seeing energy. Really, with what's going on right now, that would totally tank me. I would make it so personal that I would just not be able to function. It would hit me so hard that I would be like in a total survival state. And right now, I'm really kind of viewing it in the long term. Like, all this stuff has to come up so that the people can come together and decide what we want as a society. Do we want all of the flagrant hate? Do we want all of the disgustingness and control? And it's really sad. It's really sad stuff. It's sad that just as a society we're here. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's hard for me to really wrap my head around, but yeah, truly. But, it used to be something that would really kind of like take me into this space where, everything's frantic and in survival, and I just, am kind of having a different point of view on it now, and doesn't come into my field and disrupt me in a way where I can't function or think or exist or get out of bed or feel okay or continue on with my day. I mean, like, it used to be something energetically that would just boom. Even watching global things would really hit me hard. So really big difference between feeling energy, feeling the pain of the world, feeling the distress of the country. I mean, I can't imagine, because I used to be that person, and letting it really just bring you into a really bad space really letting it tank you, really letting it take away any amount of joy that you can have in your life. What's really great about being able to have that separation is that now I can function in a way where I can take action. What do I need to do in order to serve my community? What do I need to do in order to use my platform to connect with people, to be of support? You'll see my profile picture has a big rainbow on it. It's like, hello, I am a safe person. I am a safe person. Love, love, love all types of people. I've never got it. I just don't, never gotten it. Never gotten not liking people for the way they look, their religion, their background, what they like, where they're from, their gender identity, who they love. I just don't get it. Yeah. It helps you act out of love, not anger. You know, I get pissed. I get pissed, but it's this frustration with where people are stuck and not able to grow or not able to have empathy or see beyond their own fear of something they don't understand. You know, I've just taken a different point of view on the situation and seeing people where they're really stuck. So, yeah, it's beyond me. I don't really have an answer, quite frankly. But lots of Tesla stations are burning. I'm pretty happy about it. So anyways, I've gone on a ramble, which is why I usually have notes. But I want to let you guys know that we have a free workshop coming up where you can learn how to drop in with and access your clairvoyance, what that's like. There's free resources listed up on my YouTube channel. We have a reading fair coming up where you can come and get a reading for $20 from our students. They're speed readings. They're really fun. They're kind of topical, so you pick the topic you want. There's lots of different ways to drop in with us. If you've never had a group healing experience with us, we host those on the 2nd and 4th Fridays. Right now, that is in my story highlights, I believe. And we're actually, this is my idea. We're hosting a series of classes where you can learn to see, heal, and read energy for yourself. And that program is going to be called Defense Against the Dark Arts. It is coming up next month, so if you are wanting to get in, everything is virtual. There's class recordings. We're live through Zoom. There's 2 different class times throughout the week, so hopefully there's lots of different chances for you to be able to pop in with that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime about classes, one-on-ones, services, what I do, what I don't do. I'm really happy to kind of just direct you towards whatever resources can be helpful for you, especially right now while everything is everything's kooky. I believe the only way to help people is just to help ourselves by healing first and exist in our authenticity alongside them. Yes, you know, I do really feel that way. I feel and know that part of this whole thing in being in the world is that people that are in their authentic light irritate people that don't have the permission to be in their authentic light. And that's a lot of what we're seeing right now. So we have people who are vibrating in this different frequency in their authenticity and their joy. They have the permission to do that. And then you have the people who are stuck in pain, who don't feel like they have permission to be in their authentic light or to be in their joy or to freely, you know, be with who they love or act the way they want. And they see these people vibrating here and being joy-filled, and they're pissed. And they can't figure out that this is the permission to do what you want with your life and to find your joy and your happiness. So the only way we can really do that is to self-heal, to shine your authentic light, to be you, to be available to other people that are doing the work and interested in kind of going on that journey. You know, that's really all you can do sometimes. And I think what's really happening right now is that there's such a vibrational shift in the population that the suits, the GOVERNMENT, I don't want to be put on a watch list. Okay, wait, let's be honest, I already am on one. Those people are like, no, we don't want the people to know that they have power. We don't want the people to be able to access those gifts or manifest or come out of struggle, because then you're not controllable. If you can think for yourself, you're not controllable. You don't need this. If you are self-governing, you don't need this. So it's fun, exciting times we're in. So all that stuff is around. If you need links to anything, please reach out to me. Free workshop, Defense Against the Dark Arts, coming up. That's on awakeningsanctuary.com. The reading fair is coming up. I believe that's linked in my bio. My YouTube channel, great place to find different resources. If you are somebody who feels a lot of energy and takes on stuff and you want to begin to learn how to access your clairvoyance, those are all from the Awaken Spirit classes, which are my beginner classes. There's lots of information about that on my website, melaniesheree.com. That's linked in my bio. Any questions you have, please feel free to reach out. You can influence them in a positive state. I do it all the time. I know, isn't it great? I also do that. My dad's always usually vibrating in a lot of pain, and when I call him, he'll say hello, and I'm like, hi, how's it going? And he goes, oh, I'm good, how are you? And it's great. So yeah, notice that out there in the world. All right, thanks everybody. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. We will take your prayers here in America. And be well, stay safe. If you need anything, reach out. Take care. Yeah, that is an opposite environment for a free thinker. That's crazy, Coast Guard. You know what's funny is I've had a lot of people book one-on-one sessions with me that sit down and go, I'm trying to leave the military. I'm like, let me help you out. Let me help you out. Let me give you this energy healing and move that control out of your space. It's really funny, but Coast Guard shouldn't be as intense. It's just a little traditional. Just a little traditional. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.